Welcome to Chamber Chat. I am one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, the Director of Special Events for the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
And I'm Brian Bondi, President of the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
Each month, guests are brought on to talk about what is happening in the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce. We get the inside scoop of our members, what they do, and what has made their company successful. We also chat about upcoming events and programs the Chamber is hosting. The Chamber is a nonprofit 501c6 organization and is designated as a 5-star accredited chamber by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. The mission of the Chamber is to promote and advocate for businesses in the Conroe Lake Conroe area. I hope you have your cup of coffee because we have a great lineup this morning.
I'm still amazed, gotta say,
that I don't have
that
it
not memorized.
I know.
It's okay. I don't have a problem
with it.
It's
like short-term memory.
But it's all good.
Yeah, I know. I could probably wing it if I needed to.
So we're in September.
Today
I know.
Is the first of September.
What's up with that?
Where did August go? I mean, it literally flew by.
The summer. June, July, August.
Oh
bye-bye.
Gosh. I know. I'm not ready.
2020 be like, no thanks.
Yeah. Well, so I saw like a meme the other day, or I guess maybe last night on Facebook, there was like, okay, September, sit down, come in, sit down and behave yourself.
I saw that this morning.
Like, we don't need anything else happening.
That's right. Yeah, it's time is definitely flying by. I mean, what do we have, a month until
one month exactly to Lobster Fest.
Wow. Man, that doesn't seem possible.
I know. I feel like this morning I was just like, oh gosh, it's 30 days. It's 30 days.
But it's all good at the end of the day.
Yeah. It just kind of hit me. So, yeah.
And you know what's interesting is, in spite of everything that's been going on, we've actually been very busy at the chamber.
Oh yes,
with programming both in person and online.
Yep.
Successful events throughout the summer, and you know we're springboarding that into the fall. It's actually kind of exciting looking forward.
Yeah.
Just seeing what could happen.
Yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people that I talk to are like, "Oh, how are y'all doing? Are y'all busy?" I'm like, "Yeah, we've been busy since we've got back from stay-at-home order. I mean, it hasn't stopped. We've been very fortunate for that. So yeah.
And it's, you know, for us, you know, we're built on a platform of people to people. And so not being able to do a lot of people to people things has really been kind of a challenge.
It has been. But I think we've done a great job of kind of pivoting and changing it up and thinking outside of the box for a lot of things. But I think we do, staff and our members do miss seeing people in person.
Yeah,
so
I definitely feel that way.
Yeah.
Although I will tell you, anecdotally, I talked to some people after our Zoom with Glenn Hager, State Controller Glenn Hager, and the overwhelming feedback was, how cool is it that we have that technology to be able to still have that program? Right. And of course, he was awesome anyway.
Right. Yeah. Thank God thank God for Zoom.
No kidding.
Yeah. Because I don't know what we would have done.
I just saw that the amount of money that Zoom made in the second quarter of this year was more than they made in all of 2019.
Oh, I believe it. I think back to like right before the stay-at-home order, I'm like, okay, I should have like bought some stock in Zoom, you know, like
Cisco WebEx.
Yes, definitely.
Yep.
You know, but good for them.
It is what it is.
Yeah. It's definitely different, but you know, we're making it work.
That's right.
Yep.
That's
definitely
right.
are. So
cool. So we got some great guests on the show today.
Yes, we do. This morning we're going to start off with Sherry Edwards with Sherry Edwards State Farm.
Not Jake from State Farm?
Not Jake.
I want to ask her if she knows Jake.
We should. I love those commercials.
I love Jake from State Farm.
I know. They're so funny. They've gotten a couple new ones in there too.
Yep.
Instead of the regular one. But I want to kind of give a shout out to Summer, who works for Sherry. Summer is new to the area, and she's kind of just jumped into the chamber with helping with stuff.
First, yeah.
Yeah. So she's on the Lobster Fest committee, and I'm sure she'll be on many more committees. And so she's been a great asset so far. So
that's excellent. So why don't we take a break? We can get Sherry on the line, and then we'll hear all about what's going on at State Farm.
That sounds great. We'll be back in a few minutes with Chamber Chat.
The Texas A&M AgriLife Extension Service has been dedicated to educating Texans for over a century. In 1915, the Extension Program was established under the federal Smith-Lever Act to deliver university knowledge and agricultural research findings directly to the people. Ever since, AgriLife Extension programs have addressed the emerging issues of the day, serving diverse populations across the state. Texans turn to Extension for solutions in horticulture, agriculture, 4-H and youth, and family and consumer sciences. Extension agents respond not only with answers, but also with resources and services that result in significant returns on investment to boost the economy. Join us Fridays at 1 o'clock for the AgriLife Extension Hour.
A Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question or comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station at irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
And we are back on Lone Star Community Radio with Chamber Chat. I'm one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, Director of Special Events for the Chamber.
And I'm one of your other hosts, Brian Bondi, President of the Conroe, Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce.
And I think we have Sherry and Summer on with Sherry Edwards State Farm. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, Courtney. How are you?
Hey, good morning. How
We're
are y'all
good.
doing?
How are y'all doing?
Hi, Brian. Busy. And yes, I do know Jake from State Farm.
Oh, I love that.
I met him at a conference. It was cool. He's a neat guy.
And I'm sure he's wearing khakis because that's what Jake wears.
I don't wear khakis. Not Jake.
So I'm so intrigued. Is there just one Jake, like, he's Jake? There's no, like, other, like, Jakes. There's just one guy who plays Jake, and that's Jake from State Farm.
Actually, it started off a few years ago with that hideous commercial, and it was an original Jake, and then they introduced Jake back into it and used that same commercial as an opening. Mm-hmm. And then when the lady said, "You wear khakis," or "What are you wearing?"
Yeah.
And it went into the call center, and Jake, the new Jake, said, he turned to his cubicle partner and said, "Do they always ask you that question?"
Yeah.
And then the old Jake basically bridged the way for new Jake to become.
Okay, that makes.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that makes sense now. I love those commercials. They crack. I mean, it cracks me up every time.
Okay,
Yeah,
so from a business perspective, does that help you? I mean, do you see a bounce with that kind of promotion? I mean, it's obviously promoting the brand as opposed to the individual agencies, but do you feel that as a bounce?
Well, I think it's definitely a positive influence in any business where you can build your brand. But personally, in my office and welcoming Summer into this community, and I've known her family indirectly. They were from Conroe, and that helps to have your own brand within that. So, I mean, it's good to align yourself with a solid brand name that shows up at catastrophic events and everything. So definitely helps to partner yourself with a solid brand. But I do like the commercials, and it just brings a little lightheartedness to who we are and what we stand for.
Yeah, definitely. Well, my question is, how has the insurance business and how have y'all been doing during the COVID pandemic?
Well, personally, I grew up as a second-generation State Farm agent. I worked in my dad's office here in Conroe for many, many years, and then went out on my own and had to go to Spring as a new office because my dad was still an agent.
Oh.
So when I came back to Conroe, I was so excited to join, and be, because this is where I was born and raised. And I think that to answer your question, the most important thing was how you figure out what to do, because in insurance, from the experience, you're always going to have some kind of limitations. And again, this is one of the times where you can really provide that relationship building piece, because you can make a difference with your customers, because if you have that relationship, and I guess the hardest thing for me personally is I love people coming into our office. It just breathes life into it. And so we've been able to allow that to come back, and it's just more fun, and it really establishes those bonds that we really are here to help you in any part of any life event that's changed. So for me, I always like it when customers come in. So that was impacted, but really from a positive standpoint, I've been able to hire a few new people. Summer came here from a different state, so that was very beneficial for me, and as well as her. And then just I've been able to grow. So I'm excited. And
that's awesome. That's great news. We love hearing that, especially during this time.
Okay, so something you mentioned, this is very cool. You're a second generation insurance provider. When did the bug bite you?
Well, my dad became a State Farm agent when I was 2, and I'm 45 now. So, I have
Age
children.
3.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, I have 4 children, and I really wanted to go into business for myself because I saw what it did for my family, the freedom, and then the responsibility to your community. And we did so many things as a family, small business in this community. I just enjoyed that piece of it, and this is what I know. It's what I love. And when I went to Spring, it was a little lonely because I didn't have those real close ties, roots that you see when you're growing. But it was a requirement because my dad was still an agent.
Sure.
But I've always had the bug. It just, when you go into business for yourself, you have to partner. My husband and I, we have to be financially able to sustain that, the ups and downs. And also, I just wanted my children to be able to be out of diapers and stuff. So I have teenagers now. They've seen me, as a mom. They've had to grow a little bit too.
Yeah.
You bet.
Yeah.
Okay, so Summer, tell us about coming to the Conroe area and what you like about it so far.
Well, so far I'm starting to love it a lot more since opening up. I think I've told everyone I've met, we moved here the day they quarantined Louisiana and told people not to come. So we literally moved here when everything was closed. But it actually mirrors a lot like Lafayette, where I'm from, in terms of the friendliness and the community and the types of events the community puts on. And I'm a firm believer that be involved in the community, and then it'll help you in your career, because you don't know who you're going to meet. You don't know who's passionate about what. And so it was very important for me to dive in, specifically with the chamber, because you guys have the key to the community. You know all the businesses out there, and if I need help with something, you're the people that can connect me with that specific person that might be able to help me, whether it's advertising or I need a contact for a roof or whatever it might be. And so so far, Conroe has been great. My son started school here, and we love it.
Yay.
Very good. I mean, I literally got goosebumps from what you were talking about, Summer, because, that's exactly what we hope people realize about the chamber and what we do for the community. So, and like I said before, you've kind of just jumped right on in and have been volunteering yourself, or either been voluntold now, which you probably will be since you're a great volunteer for us. So I really appreciate that. I know we all do too. So
Sherry, tell me, how has the insurance business changed over the years, or has it changed?
Oh, I think it's always changed, just like our everything. I was telling a customer yesterday, she brought in her life policies from 22 years ago, the original policies, and they were carbon, and like you're handwriting all this stuff, and you look at rate manuals, but from a change that's, to me, really not. I mean, one of the consistent things as being a State Farm agent, particularly, is you always have to focus on that relationship building piece, because if you have that, that's the key. You have to be flexible and make those changes, because everything is digital. And the number one thing that I know has changed is the consumer, how they purchase auto insurance. How am I going to get new business? And so it goes back to doing grassroots for me, little events, and partnering with people in communities like this. Y'all are, I echo what Summer said, the key to our community. And you've got a network still, and that has not changed, in my opinion. But just keeping that insured on the phone and having to bring them into the office or meet with them, because this is not even because of COVID, but this is still a relationship building experience, because they want you when you have a claim or something. They want to know that there's a person there to help them and guide them through that process.
That is an excellent point. The thing that Chamber has always been built on, as you know, is relationship building. People do business with people they know and trust, and it's less about, to me, less about networking and more about truly getting to know somebody. We want people to be involved where they feel comfortable, to be inclusive, not exclusive. And it's a lot like, you go back over the history of our chamber's leadership, of board leadership, and insurance professionals and banking professionals were always at the helm of the organization. Why? Because it's a relationship building business, and that isn't going to change going forward. I can promise you that.
Very true.
Yeah.
Well, do y'all have anything that's going on? Anything y'all want to promote to let our listeners know what y'all are doing in the next upcoming couple months?
Well, we're kind of at the mercy of the regulations right now. We had a few events that we wanted to plan, but they don't meet the requirements because they're a little bit bigger events. And so we're trying to reconfigure that, which I know you're quite familiar with, on how we can do community events that meet the guidelines. But I know we're looking possibly doing something in February because it's Fire Prevention Month with the local schools. Just trying to get out there in the community, especially with the schools and children and that sort of thing.
Makes sense.
Yeah, definitely.
We got to get the kids back into the schools as soon as possible, because I think that's a big step in the direction of trying to return to normalcy.
Yes.
Definitely.
It is kind of weird not having kids in school.
It is.
But I'm liking the traffic.
Yeah, well.
Me too.
Unintended consequences.
Definitely. So what would be one thing that people wouldn't know about the insurance business? Like one kind of, or maybe there's a couple of different things that people wouldn't realize about the insurance business.
And this time of year is a crucial pivoting moment, and I always try to proactively reach out to my customers on their homes, especially at renewal, because I want them to know certain things that I don't want them to know after a claim has happened, because it's too late after a claim happened that you don't have the proper coverage. So I know right now outdoor kitchens are a big thing. Learn what your policy does for you before the loss happens. Just educate yourself and find people, not just myself. There's a lot of other insurance professionals in this community that can educate you. And it's not about selling you something. It's just giving you that information and learning what's important to you and having someone that really can guide you through what your risk tolerance is. Do you want a high deductible so you don't have to pay a lot on the front end? It's just having that conversation with somebody to determine what their risk tolerance is, and then also so that they know at claim time what to expect.
Yeah. Well, and two, I think it'd be good to know what kind of all insurance y'all offer, because I automatically think of State Farm. I've been a State Farm with my car insurance for a long time. But your home, auto, but what other kind of insurance do y'all carry too?
My most important conversation I have with customers is life insurance. There's so many different policies out there, and I have learned over the years firsthand, because when I was in my 20s in my dad's office selling it, I just did it because I thought that's what I was supposed to do, and that's what I saw my dad doing. But that first time I ever delivered on that promise on a life policy, that sealed the deal for me, because I've run into that lady every once in a while who lost her husband when her children were too young. It's just those types of experiences that it's not going to ever bring that lost loved one back.
Right.
It's just going to give that family or that person or people some better options so that they can grieve properly and figure out what to do next with this life-changing event. So that's one skill that I love about what I do. And I just speak to someone that knows a little bit about the different policies that they have to offer and figure out what's most important and what do you want if you don't make it home tonight. If you can answer that question to yourself and find the right person to help you figure out how to make that the most economical way happen for yourself, I think that would be kind of my biggest passion when I come to work every day.
Yeah, that definitely.
Really
yeah, I think that definitely makes sense. I know, like when I started off, that wasn't kind of a priority, and my best friend's husband passed away at age 34 suddenly, and they had 2 young children, and thank God he had a plethora of life insurance, because otherwise I don't know how that situation would have worked out. And then it made me realize, hey, even though I wasn't married or had kids, I didn't want my family to have to worry about stuff like that. So immediately at 28 years old, I took out, my own personal life insurance too. Just because you do think about those things during that time. But I think that's a lot of things that a lot of young people think they don't have to worry about. But to have that security and that safety net there is, I think, very important as well too. So I'm glad you're passionate about that as well.
And just the plug for you're talking about the young ones. I love getting a hold of someone that's willing to listen to me that's young, because they're insurable most likely.
Right.
That's a good point.
And they are young. And so when they're young, the premiums are so nominal depending on what the rules are. It's just so fun when you can have someone understand, and hopefully it wasn't through an experience like you did with your friend, but still, if it is, then it's a great opportunity for it to be a financially sound time to make a decision too. Yeah. So we sell other things too. To answer your question, we have some health products, but mostly auto, fire, home, boat, all your toys, anything that drives and is on the water. We got it.
So anecdotally, when my daughters were born in 91 and 93 respectively, my father-in-law bought each of the girls a State Farm whole life policy. And so you want to talk about still, handwriting and carbon copies. The paper is so thick, it's got to have its own place to put it, because there's just, I understand. Things have changed a lot.
Yep, sure have.
It's all good, though. All very good.
Yeah, definitely. Well, why don't you let our listeners know how they can get in touch with you if they want to find out more about State Farm and the stuff that y'all offer?
Sure, they can give us a call here at the office, 936-756-2240, or they can always stop in the office. We're on the corner of 336 and West Davis, and come in for a cup of coffee, and we love to chat and visit, so we welcome that.
Very good.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Anything else you want to add before we kind of wrap up? Anything we missed?
I think that I appreciate the time that you've given us to chat. I want to thank Summer for organizing this, working with you, Courtney, and Brian. I appreciate all that y'all do for our community. I look forward to getting out with my team and volunteering.
Yeah, definitely.
We appreciate your investment in the chamber, and we know that as a longtime community person, that giving back is a big part of what makes you successful. So thanks for being a part of the chamber.
Hey, thank you guys. Have a great day.
All right.
Yeah,
same
thank
to you.
y'all so much.
Bye-bye.
We'll be back with our
Bye-bye.
next guest on Chamber Chat in a few minutes.
Want to check out the fastest growing sport in the world? It's right here in Conroe, Texas, and it's roller derby. Conroe Roller Derby is a nonprofit recreational league of women and men who want you to come and check out the fast-paced, hard-hitting game of roller derby. The Conroe Cutthroats practice at Rainbow Roller Rink on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. You can find our game schedule and more information on our website, www.conroerollerderby.com.
This is Rick, TRC. Every Tuesday on my show, Afternoons with Lone Star from 3 to 7, I play back-to-back classic rock hits. That's right. I like to call it a 2 for Tuesday or a 3 for whatever it is you'd like. Call the request line 936-647-3776 or message me on Facebook, Afternoons with Lone Star, make a music request. That's right, you can do it. Here's what else. Go over to our website, irlonestar.com. Get the app on your phone. It's easy. You'll like it.
Don't forget to download the Lone Star Community Radio app from your Google Play or Apple Store. Bring Montgomery County's community radio with you anywhere with your smartphone or tablet. If you are in the Conroe area, tune in on FM. That's Conroe's FM 104.5, 106.1. If you are on the computer, bookmark irlonestar.com as your internet radio station. A Lone Star Community Radio, broadcasting 24/7 from the heart of downtown Conroe, Texas.
And welcome back to Chamber Chat on Lone Star Community Radio. I am one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, the Director of Special Events for the Chamber.
And Brian Bondi, President of the Conroe Chamber of Commerce. Well, that's always fun to talk about something as iconic as State Farm Insurance. You know, they've been around for just years and years and years.
Yeah.
And yet, what's the one thing we talk about? Jake from State Farm.
State Farm, yeah. But I thought it was very interesting to talk about the life insurance.
That's right.
That you could tell as Sherry was talking about her passion for it and a passion for helping people and being there for people. So
absolutely true.
Yeah.
Speaking of a passion for helping people, our next guest is on the line. You want to introduce her?
Yeah. So we have Tish Humphrey. She's with Curves, Conroe, and Willis, right? No, Huntsville.
Well, Conroe and Huntsville.
Huntsville,
yes.
I forgot.
Huntsville,
Yes, that's right, Huntsville. I was like, I just heard Melanie the other day talk about it, so I should have known. So, welcome.
Thanks. This is so fun.
I'm glad you could join us. Why don't you tell
Me too.
our guest a little bit about yourself and about Curves?
What can I tell them? Well, let's see. Is this a 4-hour show?
Oh, my.
No,
Get your pot of coffee, folks.
yeah, there you go. No, in a nutshell, I believe it or not, at age 40, joined Curves to lose a few pounds. And who would have known 20 years later I'd be a 20-year owner and healthier than I've been ever in my life. Curves is a facility especially designed for women.
Yeah.
And it is just so powerful. It's a circuit. It's a community. It's just such a great sisterhood. And you get a really, really good workout, and it's fun. And there's always hope because my degree's in computer science, and I did that for 20 years. And if you would have told me I'd be teaching health and nutrition, I would have laughed in your face.
I love it.
Oh, that's too funny. I did Curves years ago, and I would people are always like, oh, I'm telling you, it's a workout. I mean, you get a good workout doing it, and I need to get back and do it because I loved it because it was like 30 minutes and you're done. But man, you really get a very good. I like it because you get the cardio, but you also get the the toning when you're using the machines and everything too.
Well, and I want to go on one comment you made there. You're absolutely right. We get the toning, and that toning is strength training.
Yeah.
And that's what makes Curves stand apart. Strength training is that's our secret sauce kind of thing. Ours is strength training, and you get your cardio with it, whereas instead of just going to a cardio class and hoping you get some strength training with it. So we show you how to get your heart rate up on the strength machines, and that's why it's so efficient. Like you said, it's a 30-minute workout, and you're only on each machine 30 seconds. Wow. So, I mean, we can do it, like you said.
Yeah.
You remember.
I do.
You did it. Go ahead and tell the world you're going to start working out. That'll be some pressure.
You heard it here first, folks.
Oh, gosh.
Courtney's going to start working out.
Open my big mouth.
There you go.
There you go.
So Tish, the other thing that I've always wondered about, but it's a lot more than just workout. You also have a huge support network for the ladies that work there, dietary discussions, things that are about wholesome living that the exercise complements the exercise.
Yes, sir. You are absolutely right. What's been so much fun, 20 years ago, I did our weight loss program, which was called Permanent Results Without Permanent Dieting. And now, 20 years later, our nutrition and weight management program is an online 6-week course, or not 6 week, it's a monthly course. And we pretty much steal that same scientific Baylor and A&M research that talks about how good our nutrition program is. So Excellent. It's really, really good. But we also have a balanced 6-week class that's online, and you have a weekly coaching session. We have a brand new one that we're getting certified in right now on stress management. I know none of us have had any stress lately.
Right.
And and that support, they work in unison. You can have the traditional Curves Fitness membership or Curves Fitness membership with nutrition. But what's even more exciting that they introduced a year ago, never knowing we would be in a pandemic, is we actually have a full online workout program also.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
The people that don't have a Curves We have an online program that they can call our local club, and we can get them set up. Or if they're living in a town that has a Curves, they can call that local club, and they can set them up. As a matter of fact, we even have a woman today that's picking up her resistance band with our touch-free, kind of thing. So we're still trying to respect everybody's wishes as far as spacing and social distancing as much as possible, but those that are ready to get back in, we say gyms are safe, and we're doing everything we can, and we know exercise is good for the immune system.
So that really brings up a business question, Tish, with regards to the pandemic and your type of business being one of the ones that was targeted. How have you been able to circumvent those shark-infested waters? Because not being able to have people come into your store, to me, that's got to be a huge challenge for you as a business owner.
Oh, yes, sir.
Did you like the way I set that up for you?
Yeah, oh, man, you must know somebody that owns a gym. I love your choices of words, targeted and shark-infested. I'm like, preach it, brother, preach it. Well, one thing, when everybody was closed, I respected that concept and that couple of weeks concept. I thought, you know what? Okay. Now, I was in going, are you kidding me? We don't need to shut people up. We don't need. Unfortunately now, and I'm glad we have we're at 50% occupancy now, which works good because of our format, okay? But you just hit on it. Unfortunately, many of our members have been discussing the amount of mental, I'll just say it. People know of people who committed suicide now that nobody ever heard about that before.
Yes.
Right.
I have members that were working out in March who are now in assisted living from a fall or in a wheelchair or something because just that continued movement and strength training kept them going.
Yeah.
So I get real, I can even hear my tone of voice. I mean, I get real adamant about gyms are part of our health. They are part of our immune system. So once we were able to open, we got very aggressive on the cleaning. We got very aggressive with different options to give our members. But, again, I'm so blessed to be part of this franchise because when they introduced the My Curves on Demand back at convention in November, it had been already being tested in clubs.
Oh, wow.
And all of us were like, well, gosh, who'd want to do it at home? I'm just kind of like, nah. So I started taking it on, I'd go if I went on a road trip, I'd do it in the hotel or if I was, and I thought, well, this is kind of cool. And then guess what? The day we closed, we started calling our members that were still paying us, thank goodness, and giving them the My Curves on Demand, saying, look, this is our gift to y'all to thank you for being a member or paying right now. And it was just such a blessing to be able to stay connected with them. And then those that had different types of memberships, that weren't coming in and weren't doing things, we'd call them and make sure they knew that was available. Because that's something that can be added on to any membership or it can be a freestanding membership. So, I mean, it's an awesome deal. But I know everyone says that new normal, but I'm so sick of now. It's and I want to go back, but the camaraderie. Like we had another member come back in today, and because I'm working the club, in case you can hear noise in the back or whatever, but that hadn't been in since before March, and everybody. It was like a big party, Everybody was just so excited to see her. So
that's very cool.
It's fun.
So. This is one of the awesome things about being a longtime business owner. I think you said you've been part of Curves for 20 years. Tell us about have the customers changed over 20 years? Has it changed, or is it still the same type customer?
Yes, sir. That's a very good question. Curves was the fastest growing franchise back in 2000 when I bought my franchise. So, and you know how we talk about in full-time equivalents and jobs? Well, I've owned Curves now for 39 years if you take 20 in Huntsville and 19 in Conroe, so I have full-time equivalents, But and of course I'm not even that old,
So you started when you were in diapers? That's kind of weird.
Yeah, no, I remember I already said I joined when I was 40, and 20 years later, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. But no, seriously, I'm glad you asked that, because in the beginning, women that were already going to a gym were going to a gym. But there was a group of women, and I don't care what age, I don't care what health, and I don't care what size, there was a group of women that were not going to go to a co-ed gym. It was just, they weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
And that's really what Curves was founded on. But now, fast forward 20 years, there's a lot of options that women have to do if they want to do in their workout routines and their exercise routines. But Curves has continued to keep that circuit. We haven't gone for the latest fad. We haven't changed when everything changed, because we are still so proven. We are strength training, and women need strength training.
Yeah.
That's something so simple. Women, and Courtney could probably vouch for this, women used to say, oh, I can't strength train. I don't want to look like the Incredible Hulk.
Right.
Well, guess what, darling? God didn't design your body to look like the Incredible Hulk. And, I don't think your body parts are going to do that. So we show how to tone. We want to be healthy. And our biggest line is about health and quality of life.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. We ask people, why are you a member? What are you doing? Why are you doing this? And that quality of life, when you hear somebody say, I want to get on the floor and get back up, that's pretty big,
Right.
I want to be able to get on the floor and play with my grandkids. I want to be able to climb a mountain. I want to be able, one member said, I'm going on a trip with my family, and I want to carry my own luggage. I don't want them acting like I need to be taken care of. And we're very independent, but we are here to take care of people. And Curves has just given us such an amazing opportunity to learn about different people. And again, unfortunately, like we were talking about the mental health aspect of it, over the years, unfortunately, somebody might lose a spouse or a child. And when those kind of things happen, and somebody that's been through that, it's a blessing to have somebody to talk to that can truly say, I've been where you have been. And we have such a variety of members from every type of background that it's a special place. And Huntsville and Conroe, since we've been open, we are just continuing to see people in Conroe. It's so much fun seeing more and more people coming back, because I was in Willis, for 18 years, 17 years. And then thanks to 1097 widening, I got to move. And how's that for saying it nice?
Wow, that's very, very nice.
And I moved to the Conroe Outlet Mall, so I tell people we're right behind Wendy's. Just follow the trail. And that trail from Curves to Wendy's, it's a walking trail. I don't know how that happened. Okay, I just don't know how that happened. When we were first doing the build out, the girls at Wendy's, we were going there all the time, and the coaches and the girls would go, "Are y'all doing something here?" Because it was like they see us every day.
So one of the things that I'm hearing from you, and this kind of is a bridge to our first guest, your members, it's really about relationship building, because it sounds like you've got some very long-term customers, so you know them by much more than just their name or their face.
Oh, absolutely. And yes, sir. And I know with State Farm, as I was listening to y'all talk, as I connected, I wanted so bad to say, well, what did they have on? I'm sorry. I just had to say that.
I'm so glad you did.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. You're welcome. No, but, it is about relationship. It is about knowing what somebody needs. You don't pay extra for a personal trainer here. Your coaches are all certified, and
That's
when you're
true.
in the circuit getting coached, you're getting coached for you. I'm going to show you every machine. I'm going to show you what you need to do and not do. You're going to tell me about a shoulder surgery or a knee surgery or a neck problem, and we're going to modify it.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, well, just go out there and do your best.
Right.
So we have a lot of And again, but it's also, as one member put it, she said, I think some of the people I work out with know more about me than my coworkers. And I started laughing. I said, well, it's probably because there's no connection. You can come and just kind of vent
Right.
and walk out.
Yep.
Whereas you have to work with these people every day. You don't want them knowing.
You don't want them to.
Very true.
That is so true.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about my experience with Curves. One of the reasons why I did it was because it was women only, and I'm not the type of person that's going to go to a gym either. So, but I think you make some great points, and I'm glad that y'all are seeing people come back and hopefully get to 100% occupancy soon.
Amen.
Yeah.
Can't get there
Yeah.
fast enough.
Yeah.
So what is the best way for people to find out more about your particular business location, what you offer?
You bet. Curves.com has everything you would want to know. It has all sorts of examples and that type of thing. And then you just put find a club near me.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, let's say you've got a relative in another state or something. They literally can go in there, put a zip code in, and find a club close to them. But if not, they can talk to us about the My Curves on Demand, or they can talk to us about, what we're offering in the club, which is a great 6-week challenge right now. So it's a great way to get started for 6 weeks without that quote-unquote commitment that people think sometimes they don't want to have a contract, quote-unquote, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But 936-890-7299 is Conroe, and 936-295-3900 is Huntsville. But we have our email of conroecurves@gmail.com, and I'd welcome anybody to send me any kind of questions they have, and we will see if we can help. Plus, hey, we even have RX bars. We have food, okay? I mean, seriously. We have food. We have, you can tell I'm getting hungry, and I just looked down and saw my RX bars. We have RX bars. We have vitamins. We have vape shakes. We have collagen.
Yeah.
And, let me tell you, especially we women, we like our collagen. So we can drink it. We can eat it. We can do all sorts of stuff with it.
I'm going to take your word for that one, Tim.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, Tish, thank you so much for joining us today on Chamber Chat. I think we've learned a lot more. I've learned a little bit more than I ever knew about curves as well, too. So thank you so much. And
thank you for the invitation.
Yes.
Thanks for the time. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And again, just ConroeCurves@gmail.com if anybody has any questions.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Tish.
Thanks. Y'all have a great day.
You too.
Same to you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
And do we need to take a small break or just jump into it?
Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back and wrap up the show.
Sounds good. We'll be right back with Chamber Chat on Lone Star Community Radio.
It's DJ Mike from Dance Time in Texas. Join me Monday through Friday at 8 a.m. as I count down the top 10 Texas Red Dirt songs that are packing the dance floors. I'll be featuring local artists and the story behind the hits, shows in the area, as well as new songs that make you want to dance. It's Dance Time in Texas with DJ Mike on Lone Star Community Radio, 104.5 KCZW and 106.1 KZCC, Conroe, Texas, or online, irlonestar.com.
Lone Star Community Radio is Montgomery County's radio station with talk, music, weather, and traffic for Montgomery County. Have a question, comment about one of our shows? Want to know how to reach a host? Just contact the station on irlonestar.com or call in and leave a message at 936-647-3776. Get involved with your community with Lone Star Community Radio.
Vell Institute, a 501c3 nonprofit, began in 2014 with a mission to strengthen the future of veterans through leadership and entrepreneurship training. We've invested over 1,400 hours of training in our veterans while connecting them with community entrepreneurs and leaders. Our mission is to continue investing in our veterans who have given so much for our country. Please join us in our mission by visiting vellinstitute.org. That's VELinstitute.org.
And welcome back to Chamber Chat on Lone Star Community Radio. I am one of your hosts, Courtney Galley, the Director of Special Events for the Chamber.
And I'm Brian Bondi, President of the Conroe Lake Conroe Chamber of Commerce. What a great segment.
Yeah, they were both really good.
Good segments.
Yes.
Yeah, you can feel or listen to the passion in both of their voices and realize, these businesses are successful because of passion.
Definitely.
And
Definitely.
the will to be successful.
Yeah. I'm always astonished. The show just always turns out really great, but this was really good.
Yeah.
I really like talking to both Sherry and Summer and Tish. So.
And it's also kind of a cross section of how diverse our membership base is and how successful we can become with successful businesses like
exactly.
that. That's very
exactly.
Awesome. A lot going on this month and next.
Oh, yes. So, of course, we have Lobster Fest coming up in 30 days. It's October 1st and 2nd. So if you haven't heard, what we're doing this year to kind of change it up is having a to-go dinner. So it'll be at the fairgrounds, so you can pick up your steak and lobster and fixings to go. We'll have our newly named mascot, Lucy the Lobster.
Lucy the Lobster.
Out there. Dick and Lone Star Community Radio will be out there live broadcasting as well too. We'll have some giveaways, and we're going to have our Lobster Fest ale beer to give away.
Lobster Fest ale.
Yes, so excited about that with Crown Cork and Seal, Fast Signs, and Southern Star. So
very cool.
Yeah, so don't worry, we're still going to have tons of fun at the to-go dinner. And then on Friday, we'll be at Panorama Golf Club for golf. And Lone Star Community Radio will be out there too, live broadcasting. So we're calling it Lobster Fest Live on Lone Star Community Radio. So we're really excited about that.
Lobster Fest Live!
Yeah, everything Lobster Fest. So we still have tickets on sale. So we have that. We have sponsorships, golf teams. So if you're looking to donate a silent auction item as well too. So our silent and live auction are going to be now online, which I think is going to turn out very, very well. The good thing about both of those, and if you're thinking about donating, is that we have a bigger reach. So normally you'd have to be at the dinner. So now with it being online, we can reach out to all of the community members can bid on there. So it's a great way to promote your business by donating an auction item. So, and our silent auction is going to start Thursday and run through Monday. And then our live's actually going to be Thursday and Friday. So they're going to run a lot longer as well too. So
how do people get to register so that they can bid online?
So yes, so in the coming weeks leading up to Lobster Fest, or probably the week of, we will send out a link where you can register. So we encourage everybody to pre-register, put your credit cards in, because on each one you can't bid without a credit card. So you need to make sure you put your credit card in there. If you don't bid on anything, then you won't be charged. So we will have like a frequently asked questions sheet out there too, so for people to know. But we're hoping to get those, going, maybe even if we have all the items in, maybe even a little sooner. So, so we'll encourage people to register. There'll be a website for both, or there'll be a text option or a mobile app. So you can use any of those three platforms to bid. And then you'll be notified if you're outbid, things like that. So, we'll be sending that stuff out pretty soon. So.
It doesn't seem possible, but
I know.
The challenge obviously for us is that, we're used to feeding 850 people in a sit-down dinner at the convention center. Protocols are what they are. So we're making lemonade on lemons, folks. So we want you to come and drive through, say hi to us, pick up your 5 or 6 dinners to go, and enjoy them anyway, because they're going to be delicious.
Yes, definitely will be. So we have that. We have some exciting things coming up under our Pulse Series events. We have our City of Conroe Candidate Forum coming up on October 12th. It's going to be via Zoom, but still will be a great event for you to attend. And then we're also doing a Conroe ISD Board of Trustees Candidate Forum on the 22nd of October. So you'll start seeing information about that and sign up to register for those. Those are both going to be virtual. And then we are excited to partner with a new member of ours, T-Mobile, to do a Register to Vote event on September 24th at the Chamber from 11 to 2. So if you're not registered to vote, come by, get registered, and then there may be some goodies that T-Mobile is going to have for everybody out there too. So we're really excited about partnering with them for this event.
Yeah, and it points out that if you are not registered to vote, this is probably the single most important election in our country's history, not just at the presidential level, but all the way down to the local level. All of the municipal elections that were supposed to be held in May have been pushed back to November. So the ballot is going to be long.
Yep.
And not only do you need to be registered, but things like our candidates forums are ways for you to learn about the people and the issues, because an educated voter is the best voter.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and if, we had the City of Conroe Forum back in March, but we felt since the elections moved and everything that kind of happened during the pandemic, and that we really needed to kind of push that to the forefront of everyone too. And then with the Conroe ISD board elections coming up as well too. So those will be some really great events to attend.
That's right. And then on September 14th, which is a Monday, the Chamber will host its fourth and final blood drive of the year at the Chamber's offices at 505 West Davis Street. You can access the link to set up an appointment time through our Facebook page. The need for blood does not ever go away. And every pint that's donated saves 3 lives. And it's even more critical now. And as a result of donating a successful pint of blood, you automatically get a free antibody test for the COVID virus. And I can speak for myself, having donated a couple of times. That is like a $350 or $400 value just by itself. So please consider giving blood. If you have given blood recently, thank you. If you're due again, then please sign up for the 14th of September.
Definitely do it. It's virtually painless.
Virtually.
You get juice box and some cookies or some chips afterwards. So, you get a prize afterwards.
I got a pint of Bluebell ice cream after the last time I donated.
You did. Oh, I'm so jealous.
It was awesome.
Oh, gosh, I'm so jealous of that. So, yes, do that. And then we have our morning mingle coming up on September 10th. It's going to be, again, dual event in person and virtual. But we have had a lot of great success for that, a lot of great relationship building still with those events, even though they're virtual. So sign up for that. You can find us at conroe.org, or our phone number is 936-756-6644. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, LinkedIn. Almost got it all, Ashley. Got it all.
Yep.
But thank you to our guest for joining us on Chamber Chat, and we'll be back next month for Chamber Chat again.
Wow.
I know. After Lobster Fest, the week after Lobster Fest, so we'll be rested.
Have a great month.
Yeah. Have a great day. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.